Hello, hello, hello. There we are.
How you doing?
What's Gucci, people? Welcome into the stream. I'm gonna try and get this in the middle. Here we go.
Here we
What's
go.
up,
Here we
people?
go.
Let us know who's hanging out with us tonight. Appreciate you guys for joining the stream, and we're hopefully gonna help you answer some difficult start-sit questions as we head into Week 11. Is it week 11? Yeah, it is week 11. Jeez.
Week 11's here, baby. 1 week. Hey, couple of days until Thanksgiving.
Is it? Yeah, must be.
This week.
Yeah.
What, 5, 6 days now until Thanksgiving? That's crazy.
It's going to be Thanksgiving soon.
What's your Thanksgiving plans, guys? Put in the chat.
Yeah. And what is the best Thanksgiving food? Let us know as well. But we're going to answer some of your start-sit questions today. As always, super chats will be answered straight away. They will get prioritized. And then we will answer every other question that we receive in order. So if your question's not getting answered and you're waiting on it to be answered, please keep that in mind. That we will answer them all in order, and then super chats will be prioritized. All right,
Correct.
Fantasy Football Watch is the first question today. Is Curtis Samuel worth a worthy fantasy player to pick up from the waivers? I think it depends on your options, but I think he should be rostered. It just depends on your options. I mean, if there's a Rashad White out there, a Christian Watson out there, those people, a Treylon Burks, I'd much rather have those players, on my roster. But yeah, I think he should be rostered depending on what options you've got.
Yeah, I agree. Should definitely be rostered to see what he can do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm happy with that as well.
What's up, Abraham? Our night is going well. How about you, brother man? How is your night going?
How you going? Yeah.
Dan says, how do you like DJ Chark and Pickens this week? So Chark is coming back after some time off. I wouldn't be playing him personally, but Pickens
Agreed.
is someone that I feel comfortable to play, depending on your options. Going up against the Cincinnati Bengals, he's been playing over 70+% of the snaps every single game this year. 4 targets last week, but also had that rushing touchdown. I expect his target share to continue to go up as well. So yeah, I'm comfortable to play him depending on your options.
Yeah, agreed. I like Pickens this week. DJ Chuck, same thing with Zach.
Yeah.
Not necessarily comfortable. He did get activated, so let's see what happens. But first week back, gonna be tough.
Abraham says, really stuck on making a decision. Start 1 wide receiver, 1 running back, and 1 flex. Okay, Sanders, Monty, Najee, McLaurin, Boyd, Sutton, Pittman. Got Jacobs and Jefferson starting. 1 wide receiver, 1 running back, and 1 flex. Firstly, I would say my wide receiver I would start would probably be McLaurin. I'm probably starting McLaurin over those options. But again, I think all those options have very similar outcomes, so this is a very difficult question to answer. All those wide receivers could have similar days. They could all go crazy. They could all bust. But Terry's at Houston. No Derek Stingley either in this game. I'm gonna go McLaurin, and then for your running back, who does Sanders play? He plays the Colts. Montgomery plays Atlanta, and he's by himself. So I'll go Montgomery.
Yeah.
And then I will flex. I think I'm gonna flex Sutton this week.
Yeah, that's who my top 3 was gonna be. So it's Monty, McLaurin, and then Sutton. Sutton plays the Raiders, and then obviously Terry plays the Texans. And I think this should be a good opportunity for all these teams. Broncos, Raiders. That's a divisional game at home, so it feels like this could be a good game for the Broncos, especially with everything that's happening with the Raiders.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with Monty, Sutton, and Pittman. You can put him however way you want him.
Yeah. Sit 1, half PPR. Damian Pierce, Rondell Moore, or Tony. Who does Damian?
I'm sitting Rondell Moore. Damian plays Washington. Your Washington Commanders.
Ooh, that's actually a tough matchup. That defensive line has recovered really well. Yeah, I'll probably set Rondell, but it's
apparently
close.
The Cardinals could because technically Hollywood's still on IR, but they could elevate him prior to Monday night's game, and he could potentially play. But that's still a question.
That's why I'm going Damian. If I knew that Hollywood wasn't going to play, I would go Rondell, but I don't know the answer to that question.
I feel you.
So I'll go Damian. Nathan says, how's it going, fellas? Down bad at
How you
wide
doing?
receiver with Cup hurt, Waddle on bye, and Hollywood questionable to play. Who we starting, MVS, Skoranek, or praying Hollywood plays?
Yeah.
Could you drop MVS and pick up like AJ Green? As crazy as that sounds, so you have like some sort of cover.
What
with
about like
Hollywood?
Darius Slayton or something? I'm assuming Darius Slayton could be out there.
Right, I'm just trying to think of someone in that that Monday night game.
In that still game. Right. I get what you're saying. Well, Skoranek has a 1 p.m. game as well. That's tough. So he already owes AJ Green. Okay. So that's okay.
Okay, I think Look, I'm hoping that you get a report here soon to give you confidence on what to do there, but that is a really tough one to predict. I would definitely go Hollywood if I knew he was playing. If he doesn't play, I'll probably roll out with MVS now that there's no Hardman and there's no Juju. So
No Juju,
that's my
yeah.
answer. If there's no reports before the time that you need to decide, I'll go MVS.
Yeah, and we saw MVS kind of take an uptick when Juju went down, when Harmon went down last week as well. So caught 3 for 4 and a touchdown, 15 fantasy points. So that feels comfortable as well. So I'm going MVS there as well.
Yep.
I'm
Pick
over
3
Skoranek.
PPR: Pittman, Sanders, Demont, Jacoby, Rondell. Pittman, David Montgomery, and who does Sanders play?
Sanders plays the Colts. That's a tough matchup, though. I like Jacoby here personally. Jacoby at home against the Jets. I know Sauce. I think Sauce might be on Devonta Parker personally.
Yeah, I'll
But
go Rondell there. I'll go Pittman, Montgomery, and Rondell.
Yeah, I'll switch Rondell for Jacoby. Jacoby just feels good for me.
Hello, headlines. I don't really know
hello,
what that
headlines.
means, but thanks for joining us. Axis
How you
says
doing, man?
start James Conner or Foreman at RB2. What are we thinking here? I'm probably going James Conner.
I'm going James Conner as well. I think he has to play a part. Maybe he catches some passes in the backfield. Something has to happen for him. Maybe he gets a garbage touchdown. But I don't want the Panthers against the Ravens, so that's going to be a tough matchup. So give me James Conner.
James Conner in his last 2 games back, 71% of the snaps, and then last week, 96% of the snaps. He touched the ball 24 times. He's going to be a safe play, I think, based off of purely touches. Hey, expectations for Kadarius Toney this week. I mean, Toney should be a top 20 wide receiver. He should finish as a top 20 wide receiver. No Juju, no Hardman, who's on IR. So Toney, we've heard that the snaps are obviously going to be much higher. He looks great in his limited opportunities. So, my expectation, top 15, top 20 wide receiver this week.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I think Toney would get more targets. If that touchdown was just so wide open, lucky, I can definitely see him getting
that
7
does
to
happen
8
though
targets.
with the Chiefs. Those kind of touchdowns do happen.
7 to 8 targets feel comfortable. To get a touchdown, I don't know, but
Yeah,
I do agree.
Hard to predict that.
Yeah, it's really hard to predict that, but I think he's a good flex option going into this week personally.
Yeah.
Silver, Golf, Heineke, Brissett. I like Taylor Heineke personally.
Yeah, I'll go
Kobe
Heineke.
against the Bills, Golf against the Giants. 2 defenses in the top 10 to give the fewest fantasy points to the quarterback position.
Yeah.
So
I'll go Taylor
I'm
there
happy.
as well.
I'm happy
Sorry,
with
Debo or
the
Pickens this
Heineke.
week? I'm still going Debo.
Same.
Even though Pickens is definitely emerging. Mashed potatoes with red chili New Mexico tradition. I love it, Daniel.
Oh, okay.
Talking
Talk
about
it
some
up.
Thanksgiving. Rastafari, big up, gents. What's up, Hazelnut? Christian Watson every week start now. I mean, he's definitely moving into that category.
Get in there. It's getting in there.
Had a pretty good game on Thursday Night Football. I think the good thing with Christian Watson is that nothing about this offense looks good except for Christian Watson. And that's encouraging that he's going to continually be worked into the game plan. In Week 10 versus Dallas, 84% of the snaps. In Week 11, he played 80% of the snaps. He's definitely going to be a feature down the stretch for this Packers team as they continually allow him to break out. And there was a couple opportunities there where if he just kept running or if the ball placement was a little bit different, he could have had an even bigger game. So I really like Christian Watson rest of season. Now, it depends on the matchup. Next week versus Philly, I might look somewhere else. But then you got Chicago in week 13. I'm definitely playing him in week 13. So it depends on matchups, but definitely like Christian Watson rest of the season. He could be a league winner. Uber Pancakes. What's up, Uber? Thank you so much for signing up on Patreon recently. We appreciate you. Hopefully you've been enjoying your membership. Who to trade Najee for? Packaging him as a freebie with a trade? It's a good question, man. Najee is probably one of the biggest busts in all of fantasy football right now. You could definitely package him if you're looking to upgrade at the running back position. Let's say you package a Najee Harris and an Antonio Gibson, and maybe you can go out and get a Dalvin Cook or a Dameon Pierce or Ramondre Stevenson or a Josh Jacobs, depending on how people view those players. You could do the same thing with wide receivers as well. But yeah, I mean, that's a really tough one to answer. But Najee is, no one at this point wants him. Let's be honest, no one at this point wants him, unfortunately. King Marcelo, I think Badaki's muted. I don't know
muted.
for sure.
I was talking the whole time. I was agreeing
muted.
with you.
What's up, fellas? PPR need 3 receivers, 1 running back, 1 flex. Debo, Tony, Pickens, People Jones, Palmer, Pacheco, Gus Edwards, Drake, Jamal Williams, Devontae Foreman, and Marquise Brown.
Okay.
3 receivers, 1 running back, and 1 flex. So essentially 5 people that we're starting here. You start Debo. You start Tony.
And then you start Hollywood Brown if he plays. But if Hollywood doesn't play, which is hard, I think I'm going George Pickens.
Yeah, same.
That's what I would do.
And I don't think you're going to have unless you have that knowledge, then you have to start Pickens before that game. And then in my flex,
I like Peoples Jones right now.
I'm
over
going Jamal
Palmer.
Williams and Deonta Foreman in my flex and my running back.
As a flex and running, yeah, I like Jamal as a flex as well. And Deontay, okay, I'll do Deontay as well. Oh, Deontay Foreman. I'm going Donovan Peoples-Jones over Deontay Foreman. Okay. So for me, Debo, Tony, Pickens, Donovan Peoples-Jones, and Jamal Williams. That's what I would do.
Okay. I mean, I know that it's not an incredible matchup, but the guy got like almost 30 carries last week. 31 carries last week, Deontay Foreman. So with those kind of opportunities, I'm just going to lean on that floor. That's but I get what you're coming from. Mm-hmm. Lat Murray to the rescue in week 11.
Says Murray, maybe.
He's got a good matchup, man. He could get into the end zone. He does have a good matchup.
He definitely could.
It's definitely possible. Rank these 4. PPR, Ayuk, Smith, Connor, Gibson.
Smith, Ayuk, Gibson, Connor. Oh, Connor Gibson, actually.
Thank you so much for subscribing. I'm not saying your name, but thank you for the sub. This is interesting because AJ Brown's, he seems to be healthy, but there is some sort of issue with his ankle that he's still kind of working through. I believe that Gilmore will be on AJ Brown. So I do like I do like Smith. But based off of volume, I'm going to go Smith, Connor, then Gibson because his matchup's incredible, and then Ayuk. But it's very close. David, Raider Nation for life. What's up, brother? With Cup down, D-Hop is my best receiver, and now he has a hamstring injury that popped up. Yeah, you play him. But I think Mike Williams should be also played, by the way. Talked about this on a supporter-only stream, but Mike Williams, last time he played, because he is confirmed, he is going to play. Last time he played the Chiefs, he had 10 targets for 8 receptions and a touchdown. So I definitely would play him as well if you can find him into your lineup. Is it okay to ask a trade question? You can ask a trade question. Make sure it's more like a direct, like, hey, this is my trade. What do you think about it? We don't take time out on these kind of streams to grade your entire teams typically.
Agreed.
When you can put your team in there, we'll be like, hey, looks good, man. Looks good. What's up, Albert?
How you doing, brother? AJ. No worries,
Thanks
Sully.
for the
We
hard
appreciate
work.
you.
No worries. Watson is him, just like me. I love it, Bully. Appreciate you, Nathan.
No worries.
Travis says, what up, fellas? I have D-Hop and Devontae Adams. Both are questionable. Also got St. Brown, Keenan Allen, need 2, and Josh Jacobs or Nick Chubb. Okay, wow. I think both Josh Jacobs and Nick Chubb should be started.
So I'm assuming he's already starting Josh Jacobs and Nick Chubb, and he needs another 2 out of St. Brown, Keenan Allen, Devontae Adams, D-Hop.
I think the word "and" is like it's a separate question, Josh Jacobs or Nick Chubb. I believe that's the question. And if I have to choose between them, man, that's tough, dude. I really don't know what way to lean, but I guess I'll go Chubb. But they
Yeah,
face
I'm going Chubb
Buffalo.
there.
Yeah, but Chubb is pretty much doesn't matter the matchup. He's going to be incredible. I'll go Chubb, but Josh Jacobs should definitely be started as well.
I
And
agree.
then with your receivers, I'll go Devontae Adams and St. Brown.
Yeah, I would say, ooh, it's tough because D Hop you won't find out until closer. Hey,
Yeah, he's going to
that's the
play,
problem.
but
It's
I'm
more
pretty
about
sure
Kyler
we're going
Murray.
to see Jalen Ramsey on him, and
Yeah,
I just don't know with that hamstring what that could mean. We've
yeah. I'll
seen
go
this
St.
before.
Brown. I'll go St. Brown and Devontae Allen. I'll actually go St. Brown and Keenan Allen. That's what I would do.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
Flex
would do.
Rondale, Thielen, Pacheco, Brandon Cooks, Mooney, or Foreman. So you can only choose one player here. If I
I
can
like
only
Mooney
choose
this
one
week.
player, I think I am going Mooney as well. But I think the safer play is Rondale. Rondale has been getting much more targets compared to Mooney. Mooney has a higher ceiling, but I think Rondale has a safer floor. And even Colt McCoy has been targeting Rondale heavily. So I will say if you need a floor play, Rondale. If you need a ceiling play, Mooney. It's a great matchup for him.
Yeah,
The headliners are live right now too. Maybe they got that confused. I honestly
All
don't
right.
know who the headliners are, but that is awesome. I'm sure they're great at what they do. Bully says, I wish I could start Hollywood Brown this week, but I'm trying to keep first in my league, so I ain't even fitting a risk playing him. I'll play him next week. Fair enough.
Wait, you read it? That's funny.
enough.
Nah, I get it. BT, Pick 2, PPR, J Rob, Pacheco, Swift, Murray, and Henderson. I think for me it'll be J Rob and Swifty.
Yeah, I agree. Don't know what Swift's role is going to be, but I'll start him over those other options.
Agreed,
Traylon Burks,
agreed.
flex consideration going forward. I believe so. He was quite involved, and I think his role can only grow from here on out. It was actually frustrating how limited he was as far as his snaps. He played 50% of the snaps, but he got 8 targets. I mean, can you imagine when this guy becomes a 70% of the snaps type player? And it's important to note that they had that game in hand, so he probably would have played more snaps if the game script was different. But to only play 50% of the snaps, to get 8 targets, to catch 7 of them, to look so dominant, I do think he should be in flex consideration moving forward for sure.
Yeah, agreed.
What's up, Dan?
Is this how you doing, brother? Is it smart to stash Ebner?
Ebner,
I don't know how to
Tristan Ebner, yes. I
think
believe so.
I believe so as well. He can definitely have a role, and I think he could be a waiver wire pickup after this week personally. So
Agreed.
definitely check that out.
Agreed.
Jake, pick one, half PPR. Amari, Sutton, Pittman. I'll go Sutton because I think Amari and Pittman both have tough matchups. Sutton has the
I'm
easier
going
matchup
Amari.
against the Raiders.
And the reason I say that is because it's in Detroit now, and we got the report that they all landed safely.
They all landed for sure.
Detroit is definitely better for Amari than that snow game. And I
Gosh.
have a lot of expectations that Buffalo is going to be up in this game. So that
they're
being
just
the
gonna have to
case, they're going to have
target
to
him.
throw to Cooper.
That's fair.
And Tre'Davious White, for whatever reason, still not playing. Really strange situation there. So I'm gonna go Amari Cooper there, but it's close between those options.
That's fair. Tommy, full PPR, flex, DJ Moore, James Robinson, or should I pick up Slayton or Nico and Fryermuth or Higbee? Okay, so the flex option for me, as much as I don't like it, I feel like DJ Moore is a safer play, but I like Slayton in the flex out of all the options personally.
You're saying you would go DJ Moore of all the names listed, but if you had to pick up someone, it would be Slate.
Exactly.
Which I agree.
Be
I would go
Slayton.
DJ Moore, even though it's tough to trust him. But I would say Fryermuth should be rostered in every single league. He should
Exactly.
be considered a top 6 tight end rest of season.
Yeah, and I think we would both say pick up Fryermuth over Higbee if that was the question as well.
Yeah. Even though Higbee could develop into a good role as well. I think both of
100%.
those guys should be rostered now with no cup, but Fryermuth's getting a lot of targets too.
Completely agree.
Dan says, I got Diggs, Tyreek, and AJ as my 3 wide receivers, Montgomery and Henry as my RBs. I'm 6-4. I did win my league already. I just traded for Hill and Brown this week. I mean, incredible lineup, man. Well
100%.
done.
Yeah. Donovan People-Jones and Michael Carter again for Tommy.
I'm probably going to have to go Donovan Peoples-Jones there.
Exactly. I'll have to go Donovan Peoples-Jones there as well. I don't really like the Jets playing the Patriots.
Yeah.
with that defense.
Yeah,
Pacheco,
just
a viable option. Oh, sorry.
no, sorry. I just wanted to check over on Twitch real quick.
Hmm.
Alonzo Baum says, "Would you take Zeke or James Conner?" I'll take James Conner rest of season for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I don't
He is
like it,
getting
but
the workload you would dream of for a running back right now, even though he's not going to be efficient. So I would definitely say him. Keep in
yeah.
mind, guys, we will answer all questions in order. Super chats will get answered straight away. Drop a like if you don't mind, as we help you out, help us out. And let's get to this
Appreciate
next
you guys.
question. Pacheco is a viable option moving forward. Also, Darius Slayton just traded Watson Hunt for those two. I would have kept the Watson Hunt side personally. If you're saying you got Darius Slayton and Pacheco for Watson as in Christian and Hunt as in Kareem, I definitely prefer the Watson and Hunt side. Pacheco,
Agreed.
even though he's the starting running back for this team, what does that mean? Because you still have Jet McKinnon, who I can't remember if he went on IR or not, or it might be someone else I'm thinking about. Let me double check that. No, Jet McKinnon's going to play. He's still involved. Yep. You got Clyde, who's still involved, and this team does not focus on the running back position at all. So
I wonder if they would lean that way a little bit more this week due to all their wide receiver injuries. Juju and then McCole. So
I think he could be a good start this week, depending on your options, because the Chargers give up a ton of points to the position. Actually, the Chargers give up the third most points to the running back position, so they're definitely beatable on the ground. I just don't think you're ever going to have any consistency with Pacheco, and I could be wrong, but I mean, even though Clyde was breaking out at the beginning of the year, did anyone have confidence in him? Do you know what I mean? It's like this team just doesn't operate through its running backs. But or a single running back, rather. They use the running backs heavily, but not a single running back. He could develop into a startable option, and he could have a good week this week. I will say, if he has a good week this week and he puts up like 15 points, I am a huge sell high on Pacheco.
Yeah,
and
Pacheco would be it.
As far as Slayton goes, it's just matchup based, I think, rest of season.
Yeah, matchup based, and a lot of things has to go right for Darius Slayton. I think they're gonna have to score a lot of points as well to keep up with this offense. So Slayton could get a lot of opportunities coming into this week, but
it's hard to trust someone who only gets 4 targets last week, but had 18 points.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
He's, again, matchup based. Trade away Michael Carter and Najee for George Pickens.
Najee for George Pickens.
That's like I guess if you don't need Michael Carter or Najee in your depth, I'm okay with it. But I don't think you would have to pay that much. I would almost want to get another running back in return. So can I get, say, a Damian Harris in return, a Clyde, a Naeem Hines, whose role is a little bit unknown, a J.K. Dobbins, a Kenneth Gainwell, a Kyron Williams, like Melvin Gordon, one of these unknown assets moving forward.
Yeah, I would just do Najee. I would just do Najee for George Pickens straight up.
I think that's a more even trade, yeah.
Yeah, if you had the running back depth personally. So
yeah,
if you want a wide receiver and are happy to give away Najee, I'll do that. So I feel good about that. Yeah. David, Connor, Pittman, Mike Williams. Would you put Williams at wide receiver over Pittman, or flex over Connor? I would flex Williams over. I would flex Williams over Pittman.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Just based off matchup, Pittman against the Eagles is going to be tough. Connor against the 49ers is going to be tough as well. But I feel like he has to be utilized a little bit more potentially.
Yeah, I would say Connor's the safest play of all of those based off of his opportunities. Mike Williams has the higher upside of all of them. So I would put Mike Williams in my starting lineup of the 3 options, but Connor should be started in most scenarios as well.
Yeah, he was the most ready. And I guess that kind of leads to Gators fan question. With Mike Williams playing Keenan Allen game time decision, do you still start Josh Palmer, and thoughts on Palmer rest of the season?
Only if one of them misses at least.
Yeah, and I think Keenan Allen has I saw a report already today that Keenan Allen is going to play. It's already locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously you'll have a little bit more time to understand that, and you should get that notification early in the day. But look, with Josh Palmer, I think you should definitely keep him as a roster spot on your roster, because if one of these guys goes down again, and with Keenan Allen, I don't think he's 100% yet. So if he re-aggravates it again, then Josh Palmer is another guy that you can still plug and play. So you don't drop him, keep him. I think that would be the same for
Yeah.
Zach Stolz potentially.
No, I definitely agree. If Mike and Keenan both play, you can't start Palmer, but he should still be rostered. And if one of them miss, you can start him.
Yeah.
Jim C. Established 1980. What's up? He says, I think I'm going to go with Cortland Sutton over Chris Olave. I don't like the quarterback situation with Andy Dalton. I can definitely understand the concerns. But we have seen good games with Chris Olave and Andy Dalton. I mean, week 17, Andy Dalton threw the ball to Chris Olave 14 times. He caught seven of those. Yeah. So he has had good games with Andy Dalton. But, obviously Jameis Winston just unlocked something different in that deep ball. I understand going with Cortland Sutton over Olave. I couldn't tell you who's going to score more points this week. That's a tough decision. But
it is,
go with your gut
tough.
there.
Yeah, I would definitely go Olave over Sutton.
Yeah, I kind of lean that way as well. But again, trust your gut in that situation because it's so close.
And he says that I know Russ is much better, but I think it's a better matchup. Based off matchup, yeah, I think just based off the history we've seen with Olave, just feels a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
Clyde, 12 team, Superflex, Dynasty PPR. I have been offered a 23 first and a 24 second for my Fields. I'm thinking this is a little bit light. Perhaps try to get Olave and give Dotson added on. Am I overvaluing Fields? I mean, we just did a video on our Dynasty channel, Clyde. One, you should definitely check that out because I think that person gave up, what was it, 3 first? Or
no,
2
they
first?
gave up 2 first, and then they got 2 pieces we don't really like in Akers and
yeah, it was something like that.
And I can't remember who else. But
was it Connors?
No.
Henderson, maybe. I don't know.
I can't remember who it was, but I think Fields is on the edge of like
Ross.
the 2 versus 3 firsts. 3 might be an overpay, 2 might be an underpay, so it's kind of a hard. First off, I want to keep Fields in a Superflex Dynasty League. I don't want to sell him. So unless you just have like incredible depth at your quarterback spot, then and also where are those first round picks? If those are both late first round picks, then no, definitely not. Yeah. If those are early first round picks, then yeah, try and do that with Olave and then swapping Dotson out. So that would be my answer. If those are 2 early firsts, and you can do the Olave Dotson swap as well, I'm fine with it. If they're late first, then I'm just keeping Fields.
Yeah, I would agree. I think we both want to keep Fields. We're both Justin Fields believers, and we weren't expecting it to be now. I mean, he's been doing great right now.
Yeah,
we were expecting it to be next year, so we're really happy with that. Taco, Brandon Cooks, Curtis Samuel, Darius Slayton. I think we'll both say Curtis Samuel and then Darius Slayton. I think it's really close.
Not Cooks?
No, I don't think I don't want to start Cooks. I'm just not. He just hasn't been there. Yeah. Honestly, he just hasn't been there, and I feel like the team is just like are just doing away with him. They're saying, you know what, if you want to play, and we'll target you if we want. There's no they're not prioritizing him at all, which is a bit frustrating. Obviously, they wanted to trade him, so yeah, I think I'd rather take the shot with Curtis Samuel or Darius Slayton personally.
Yeah. I guess I go Curtis there as well, but I don't think there's a clear answer that stands out to me as like the obvious answer. But yeah, I guess Curtis would be my answer. I think Slayton his matchup is really incredible, so he could have a good day as well. Honestly, I'm going to go Darius Slayton there. I'm going to go Darius Slayton. Better matchup and less competition, I think.
Better pizza, better greens, better bitches.
Mm-hmm. Travis Trilla says, I can only start 1 running back, sadly. Yep, no worries. Got you.
I think that was for Nick Chubb, Josh Jacobs. So to start Nick Chubb, we will do Nick Chubb there, brother.
Yeah. Why do people sleep on Boy Diggs? I don't think anyone's sleeping on Diggs. Is anyone sleeping on Diggs? Yeah. I mean, he's the wide receiver 1 this year.
Yeah.
Who's sleeping on him? Ryan Penny says, I have Christian Kirk on bye. Do I start Tony and Hollywood Brown at flex? Yeah, look, if your options are Tony, definitely start him. Hollywood Brown, you would prefer to flex if you knew he was playing. If you don't know he's playing, you might have to start Slayton.
Exactly.
So that's how you're going to have to roll with it, man. If you don't know that Christian Kirk's going to play, or sorry, Hollywood Brown is going to play or not, then you would have to start Slayton. You don't want to be kind of strung out there and have no other options on Monday Night Football.
You gotta hope and see if he does play. Hopefully, you get a notification within the next 8 hours, 8 to 12 hours, and that can be helpful.
Thoughts on DeAndre Carter this week? Definitely not someone I'm looking to start personally.
Agreed.
Really needed Mike Williams and Keenan Allen to be out for him to be considered.
Yeah, he's a fourth option there. I think we don't want to do that. Mooney, Gibson, or Kenyon Drake. I'm going Mooney based off matchup personally. But Antonio Gibson is a very close. I think all these guys are very even. Based off matchup, I'm going Darnell Mooney. Gibson is really nice though as well this week.
Yeah, I agree. It's really that's a really tough one to predict. That's a really tough one to predict, man. But I'll go Mooney there as well. Both have great matchups. Nordy says Mitchell, James Robinson, or Algier. I'll go James Robinson. JT or Eckler?
Non-PPR.
Non-PPR, I think you got to go JT.
Go JT. Yeah, I agree there. But Eckler's so good in PPR, though.
Yeah.
Bully, what do you guys think of Jonathan Taylor the rest of the season? If Matt Ryan's in the game, he's significantly better, personally. And Jeff Saturday he's turned this team around a little bit. I mean, it's only 1 week, so let's see how it continues. But if Matt Ryan's in the game, everyone's better on this team.
I agree. Should be a top 5 to 6, 7 play.
Yeah, exactly. Should I be worried about Travis Etienne after a bad game against the Chiefs? No.
No, I wouldn't be.
I personally wouldn't be. Let's look at the rest of his.
He's still going to be the focal point of this offense. You got Baltimore, then Detroit, and then in the playoffs you have Dallas. Oh, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch.
Thank you.
So you have some good matchups coming up, and then in the playoffs, Week 17, you got the Texans as well. He should have some really good games coming up, and he's still the focal point of this offense. Ever since Week 7, he's played about almost 80% of the snaps on every single week. So no worries with him.
Should we go on Twitch? Yeah.
Just quickly on Christians because I already clicked it. He says, should I trade away CD and Higbee for Amon-Ra and TJ? I'm fine to do that personally. I view Amon-Ra and CD very similarly, and I definitely prefer TJ over Higbee rest of the season.
Higbee. Agreed.
On Twitch, go ahead.
St. Louis fans, good evening. Does D-Hop play Monday or take the chance? He does? Good evening. Does D-Hop play Monday or take the chance he does?
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, at the moment, it's looking like he probably will play. He said he was questionable, but he did practice, if I'm not mistaken, on Thursday in a limited fashion. But I wonder if they rest him if Kyler Murray doesn't play again. Wonder if that could be a duo thing potentially. It's tough, man. It's going to be tough. But yeah, Bombs. We did answer your question. I think we both said we'd rather have James Conner over Zeke. So hopefully he's still there. And then Lord, start 2, Deontay Johnson, Josh Palmer, or Darnell Mooney. I think we'll both go Deontay Johnson and Darnell Mooney. Yep. Josh Palmer kind of feels out of it with Keenan Allen and Mike Williams coming back this week, brother.
Yeah, if Keenan Allen plays, I agree. If Keenan doesn't play, I will go Palmer over Deontay.
Agreed.
Over back on YouTube, is JT back? Definitely. I mean, I think the opportunities are there. He's probably going to get over 20 touches a game now that new head coach is there, Jeff Sunday, and Matt Ryan is back. So definitely could be.
Jeff Saturday.
C-Doc says James Robinson or Elijah Mitchell. I think we answered that one. James Robinson is what we said. And then Drake London, Donovan Peoples-Jones, or Curtis Samuel. I'll go Drake London and James Robinson there.
Drake London, Donovan Peoples, which for C-Doc's question, and Drake London, PPR, James Robinson, Elijah Mitchell, and then Drake London, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Curtis Samuel. So you have to start one of these guys?
I think it was 2 questions, man.
I don't see the second question. I guess I'm so confused. PPR,
okay,
James
first
Robinson.
question is James Robinson or Elijah Mitchell? So answer that one.
James Robinson.
And then he said, and Drake London, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Curtis Samuel. So I'm assuming that's two-parter. And my answer was Drake London there.
Okay, to start, I will go Curtis Samuel.
Yep, okay. Bubba Shah, I don't know how to say your name. Do y'all think Barkley finishes top 3? I think he has a great chance to. Good upcoming matchup. He's got Detroit. Then Dallas, which is not a great matchup. He's got a lot of divisional games, but he's still the focal point of that offense. He had 36 touches last week. So, yeah, I definitely think he can finish top 3. Landon says Jay Jettas, Tony P. Who's Tony?
Tony Pollard.
Oh, Tony Pollard, right? My bad.
Tony Pollard and
And
AJ
AJ
Dillon. The wide receivers are Pittman, Olave, T. Higgins, and Tony. My running backs are CMC, Ken. So, what's the question?
Yeah, what is the question here, Landon?
All right, is this just your lineup? I mean, it's a good lineup.
I think he has a question down below. Should I trade T. Higgins and Ken Walker? Should I trade T. Higgins, Ken Walker, and Hunt for Jay Jettis, Tony? Okay, right. Should I trade T. Higgins, Ken Walker, and Hunt for Jay Jettis, Tony, and AJ Dillon? I prefer the Ken Walker side, personally.
I do prefer. love Jay Jettis, but AJ Dillon means nothing to both of us. And Tony is nice, but at the same time, we would both rather have Ken Walker over Tony.
Yeah.
So it's a tough one there.
That's a tough one, but I think depth-wise and the importance of the running back position, I'll take Ken. Keenan Allen or Brian Robinson, half PPR. If Keenan plays,
I'm going Keenan.
That's tough. I have no idea what his role will be if he plays, and he doesn't seem. I don't know. Like, he doesn't seem as full go as Mike Williams to me.
I'm gonna try to find that tweet because I did see someone tweeted out. I don't know if it was legit. They did say Keenan Allen will play.
I think I'm going Brian Robinson here, man. I mean, 26 touches last week. Now going up against a terrible run defense in Houston. At least I know that he is going to get opportunities. This is the best matchup for running backs. So I don't know what Keenan Allen's role will be this week if he plays. So I'll go Brian Robinson there personally.
And you should hopefully know that before. But I agree with Zach. I think Keenan plays. I'm playing Keenan Allen, but I do like Brian Robinson's matchup. So
yeah. Nikki says I'm 4-6, so got a win. Offered a trade. Got Cardinals
quarterback. So Kyler Murray.
Are you saying Kyler Murray? Thank you so much for the sub.
Appreciate you.
Ash Gaming. 4-6, I got to win. Offered a trade to get Cardinals TQB, Evans Jacobs for Eagles. What is TQB? What am I missing?
I don't know.
Are you just saying that's Kyler Murray and Jalen Hurts?
And Jalen Hurts?
I'm not sure what that means.
So hypothetically, if this is so, you got Kyler Murray, Mike Evans, Josh Jacobs for Jalen Hurts and Dalvin Cook. I currently have Cooks, Kamara, Walker, Wilson, Zeke at running back, Kirk, Boyd, Sutton, Rondell Moore, Mooney at wide receiver.
I mean, I'll take the Kyler Murray side of that.
Yeah, but I'll take the Kyler Murray side because you get so much more with Evans and Jacobs.
Yeah.
We love Jalen Hurts and Dalvin.
I'm assuming that just means Kyler Murray and Jalen Hurts. So that's how I'm answering the question. I don't know. Uber Pancake says, just want to say you both have been awesome first week here, and the help has made me feel more confident in the coming weeks. Keep up the awesome work. Thank you, Uber Pancakes.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate your
help. Thank you so much.
And your support over there on Patreon as well. Gator says, with Palmer sitting, I'm starting Allen Robinson, Tony, and Damian Pierce. Need one flex between Connor, Ron the Don, Garrett Wilson. I'll go Connor there, but it's close.
Yeah, I really like Garrett Wilson this week, but yes, I am going Connor. That just feels safer. Yeah. Personally, I feel like starting Connor over Allen Robinson right now, personally, but
yeah,
that's like I think I will feel.
I actually agree. I am actually personally, I would start Ron the Don over Allen Robinson, and I would play Connor. I would sit Allen Robinson. I need to see it first before I start him.
I would do something different. I would do Connor and start Garrett Wilson. They pepper him with targets. Feels really comfortable with Zach Wilson right now. So that's what I would do personally.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. At the same time, with Rondell, we don't know if Hollywood or D-Hop will play. He got 13 targets last week with Case Keenum, Colt McCoy. So, yeah, I think he's a very safe play. A-Rob, we don't know what his role is going to be, man. So we need to wait and see first. I'm sitting A-Rob there. Next week, start JT versus Pittsburgh or ETN. I mean, next week, that's a long way into the future, man. Let's worry about next week. Come back to the stream after this week. Yeah. Just here to like the stream. So glad I drafted Derrick Henry in the first. Cheers. Glad you are here. Appreciate you. All my shorties know, do not hit me up Sunday. I got games and film to watch. I love it.
That's right.
Do I start Swift or pick up Pacheco off the waivers and start him? I'll go Swift.
I'm going Swift as well.
Yeah.
I'm going Swift
Again,
as well.
Pacheco, they're still using 3 running backs in that rotation. The only way he's a good play is if he gets a touchdown, which he could, but we don't know that. I'm sad Eckler had a bad game. I mean, come on. You got to give Austin Eckler some a break here. He's still the RB1 in PPR leagues. I mean, he's been a true league winner for sure.
That was a tough game against the 49ers as well.
Yeah,
so.
very tough defense. He's got a better matchup this week versus the Chiefs. Flex, Cordero Patterson, Keenan Allen, Devonta Smith, half PPR. So you can only choose one here.
I'm going Devonta.
I think I'm going Devonta as well. I like his opportunities with A.J. Brown recovering from an injury.
Agreed.
Quarterback, what's up, Shop Key? Are the Eagles actually still legit even after losing to the Commanders? I mean, what you got to keep in mind is that they just lost to probably the best team in the National Football League in the Washington Commanders. We try to win the games that we should win, and we lose them. And we win the games that we're not supposed to win. That's just how this team goes. It's just a dumbass team. No, the Eagles are still legit. I think they're still legit.
Yeah, Eagles are still legit. I think they're the top in the NFC, so don't take them lightly. Who should I trade away? Jonathan Taylor, E.T., and Eckler, Barkley. I think I would trade JT away.
I don't want to trade any of them away, personally.
Same. But if you had to trade one away, I think I like all the usage and how important they are to their offense. Barkley, Eckler, E.T.
These are all true workhorse guys.
Yeah. I mean,
we said Swift to this answer because I think someone had the same question. Yeah,
we did say Swift to that.
We would go Swift there. Yeah. Cannot guarantee you what his workload will be, but his efficiency compared to Pacheco's opportunities to score a touchdown, I'll take Swift. Can't guarantee you what's going to happen, but Swift would be my answer there. Nikki says, sorry for lack of clarity. The team the league I'm in uses team quarterback. Okay. So if your quarterback goes down in a game, you get points. Okay, you're right. Okay, fair enough.
That's fair.
That makes sense.
That's a good little thing because anything can happen to your quarterback and then it's F.
That's true. Is McKinnon playable this week? No, I mean not really. If you have better options, I would definitely look that way. But
agreed. I
mean, look, if you're in a very, very desperate scenario, then yeah, you could look at starting Jerick McKinnon. He's had 2 back-to-back weeks of at least 10 points. Clyde has completely evaporated into oblivion. He had
agreed.
6 snaps last week.
Done. Went bye-bye.
It's probably over for him in Kansas City unless an injury happens. So, look, you can start Jerick McKinnon, but there are probably better options out there. Phone on Do Not Disturb. I love it. Patrick says, Prescott, Henry, Stevenson. Let's see. What's the question?
Should I make any trades? I mean, I looked at this a little bit ahead.
Okay.
And it's a great team. This looks like a 10-man team or an 8-man team. I mean, Henry, Stevenson, A.J. Brown, Amon-Ra, Kelsey, Chubb. And then you got Patterson, Pittman, Olave, Juju on the bench. I mean, it's a good team, but they can't really do much with that team to get any better, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah. Over on
You're
Twitch,
doing great.
Alonzo says, thank you. I got the ad, so I didn't see it. You're good, man.
No worries.
Lord of Course says, fair. St. Louis Rams, do I drop Kyron and pick up a player from Monday night in case D-Hop doesn't play? I'm more than comfortable to do that. I like Kyron Williams, and I would prefer to keep him on my roster. But you can also drop him before Monday Night Football if you need to. So unless your league doesn't allow you to drop players after the game has already happened, which that would be boring if that's the case. My opponent has Allen, Diggs, and Hopkins. Well, best of luck, Alonzo. Best of luck.
Good luck, brother.
Rest of the season, Pacheco, Gus, Chuba, or Drake. I think I'll go Pacheco of those options, but they are all very, very unknown. I'll put Chuba at the very end. I'll put Pacheco, then Drake, then Gus. I think Gus could take over that role, and so could JK, so I don't really know what to do in Baltimore.
Yeah, I like Drake. I like Drake right now until JK gets back. But look, anything can go wrong. Let's see what happens. It's going to mean a lot this week to see what happens with that back.
He wants to jump in. Instead,
thank you so much for the donation. Appreciate
you.
MC Chungy will always go to the super chat straight away. He says 4 and 6. Kirk and Swift for Gordon Sanders need to win. So Kirk and Swift for Godwin and Sanders. I mean, yeah, if you're getting the Godwin and Sanders side and it's a one quarterback league, that's a no-brainer. Yes. I'll definitely take the Godwin and Sanders side. I'm assuming, MC, this is a one quarterback league, and you can just pick up a quarterback and stream them. But yeah, I'm definitely happy with the Godwin Sanders side, man.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, we don't know what's happening with Swift. Sean says in PPR format, start 2, wide receiver and flex, Mike Williams, Pittman, Paris Campbell, and Rondale.
Mike
Start
Williams
2.
and Rondale. And a flex. I mean,
I'll sit Paris Campbell then if that's the options.
yeah.
I'll sit.
You got to start 2. Why was it? Yeah, you said Paris Campbell. Seek full PPR 8-man league, 2 flex box to have Fields Tua. Okay, should have packaged wide receiver to get a better running back. CMC Kamara, Cup, Chase, CD, Waddle,
CMC
Hollywood.
and Kamara.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can get better if you get Chubb or Eckler, but I mean, that's just a lot of remove, brother.
Yeah, no,
You know?
I wouldn't be doing anything with that roster
It
unless you
looks
can
good
get
right
rid
now.
of Cup, excuse me, and get something like.
People believe Cup come back.
I definitely would have put him on my IR. Do you not have an IR spot?
No, I did, but I personally don't think he's coming back.
Yeah, I think he can come back,
genuinely.
but it's hard to say. Who knows?
I don't think he'll come back. I think he'll come back this.
Even if there's a 5% chance that he comes back, I'll put him on my IR.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Who has the best rest of season, Pitts or Komet?
Oh,
Komet has some
gosh.
pretty tough matchups upcoming. So it's a good week this week versus Atlanta. But in the playoffs, he faces the Eagles, the Bills, and then Detroit, which is a good matchup for him. I'm going to go Pitts there, but I don't know, man. I really don't know. I think it could go either way there.
It could go either way.
We don't know if these are 2 spike
This
weeks,
is-
and then we're seeing another, 2-point games, 4-point games, 9-point games for Cole. So it's really difficult
Let's
to
see it.
predict.
Let's see how it goes, but I would lean more towards Cole. Just feels like they're finding their rhythm over there, and I think anything can happen. If Desmond comes in, maybe Kyle Pitts can see something good. Let's get Desmond in.
And I think I'm banking on that change for sure.
Yeah, I'm banking on that as well. I'm believing for it. Please, it needs to happen.
Gavin says start 1 wide receiver and 2 flexes. Deontay, A-Rob, Hollywood, Damian, Hendy, Foreman, Swift. The wide receiver I would start would be Deontay because we don't know if Hollywood's going to play.
Yeah. And if Hollywood,
plays, we would play him, but we don't know that.
We'll play Hollywood. Exactly.
I'll flex Foreman.
Swift.
And I'll flex probably Swift, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going Foreman and Swift. I agree. I agree with everything. You got to wait until Hollywood plays or not, but we don't know. Do I start Jacoby Myers or Keenan Allen? I'm starting Keenan Allen over Jacoby Myers if Keenan is playing.
That is so tough. That's tough, man.
That's what I would do.
I just want to look at the matchups real quick. Versus the Jets.
Keenan, he's playing. Keenan's playing the Chiefs.
Last time out
and then
versus the Jets, Jacoby had 9 receptions on 13 targets for 60 yards and a TUD. 21 fantasy points. Again, I just don't know what Keenan's role is going to be. Keep in mind, he did come back earlier in the season, and he played a half and had 2 targets. I feel better about Jacoby Myers playing an entire game. So I'll go Jacoby Myers. But if I knew Keenan was going to play the entire game and be completely healthy, it would be a no-brainer to start Keenan, but I don't know that, so I'll go Jacoby.
Agree. Noah, Tua's on bye. My best option for a replacement seems to be Carr or Mariota. I think I'll go Mariota here. Playing at home against the Bears, Carr against the Broncos, which is a tough defense technically. So I'm going Marcus Mariota here.
So I definitely get where you're coming from there. And again, I think it's a similar position where I'm coming from with the last question. There is a chance at any moment now that I feel like Marcus Mariota could be replaced. Mm-hmm. Will that happen for Chicago? Probably not. But there's still that thing in the back of my head that's like he could get replaced. If I knew Mariota played the entire game, I'll go Mariota. I guess we play to win, so I'll go Mariota, but that's tough. Did I pick up Mike Williams? You absolutely pick up Mike Williams.
100%.
I really appreciate y'all coming on here, helping us out. Hope y'all doing great. We are doing great. Appreciate you guys.
No worries, man. Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
For the likes, for the super chats, for the subs. Dan Fuller says, when I asked for Pickens, I just traded him and for him and Dylan, and he played, so I got a rock with someone at flex. It's McKinnon, London, Shark. I'll go London over McKinnon.
London. Agreed. I'll go London.
Who would be a better
well.
flex? What's up, Sam? Peoples Jones, Nico, Landry, or Terrace Marshall? Probably Peoples Jones.
Peoples Jones, exactly. I'm going there as well.
MC says I meant Christian Kirk and Swift. Okay. That's our bad for misreading that, MC. Sorry about that.
I'm okay. I'm still okay with Godwin and Sanders personally. I'm not sure about you.
Yeah, I mean, Swift is the ultimate unknown.
Yeah.
Because if he recovers his form, then you will massively regret this trade.
And I think like maybe you just can't bank on that on the playoffs, especially, like we're still waiting. Miles, and I know has been a little bit up and down.
Yeah, as bad as Swift was last week, Sanders was worse.
Yeah. And I think it was just, the Philly just didn't get into a rhythm whatsoever until like the fourth quarter.
Yeah. If you could make that running back instead of Sanders someone a little more solidified, I'd be interested. I don't know if his team that you're trading with might have a different running back option, a Damian Pierce and Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones already played, a Ramondre, a Dalvin, a Jacobs. I would be much more intrigued. I don't know where to lean there, MC. Look, if you need to win this week, then you have to move Kirk. And this would give you two players who... Well, Godwin doesn't even play this week.
It said Godwin's on bye. So
if you need to win this week, you actually need to trade for players that are playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Godwin's on a bye, so this isn't going to help you this week.
If you need to win, then go Kirk, Swift, because Godwin's on a bye. But I still like Godwin over Sanders. I like the trade as a whole, but you do need to win as you said.
I'm on the edges on the trade, but you can't make this move, I don't think, personally, because it's not going to help you win this week. And then next week, I don't know. It's just you need to go out and make a trade. If you're going to move Kirk and Swift, move them for players who are just as good as Godwin and Sanders but are playing this week. I'm sorry, I know that's not the easiest, but that's what I would do personally. What up, Fantasy World? What's up, Adam? Good luck, and may the odds ever be in your favor. Thanks, brother, and same
Appreciate
to you. James Robinson or Kareem Hunt? I'm going J-Rob.
I'm going James Rob as well.
No IR spots.
No spot in my
GGs.
league. Yeah, man. Which rookie wide receiver do you think finished season as number 1? I mean, at the moment, it's looking like
so up
it's
in the air.
I mean, Chris Olave, if I'm not mistaken, is leading it right now, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so.
I don't think anyone is remotely close. I think it's Garrett Wilson that's next, and then potentially Christian Watson.
Well, after this week, who knows what Watson's number goes to?
Exactly. So,
and then also Drake has had a pretty good game last week. What is he at right now? He's wide receiver 38. So yeah, Garrett Wilson's wide receiver 29. Who else has been up there? Well, Traylon's been injured, so you can't really count him. Unfortunately,
Olave is 19 right now. So I mean, obviously, based off everything, has the easiest and better chance. But Garrett Wilson, Garrett Wilson and Christian Watson, I think all these guys are kind of going in the upward trajectory personally. So
yeah, agreed. But you would probably put your money on Olave at this point. Stephon Diggs saved lives. Yes, he does. How do you feel about Herbert? Also, do you think Williams coming back affects Eckler? I wouldn't worry about Austin Eckler. I still think he's going to be an incredible play each and every week.
Hopefully opens
even
up
when
things.
Mike Williams was on the field, Austin Eckler was dominating, remember?
Yeah, exactly.
So don't worry too much about Mike Williams. I think it definitely helps the offense as a whole, which will help Austin Eckler. But Herbert's going to be better when he gets his wide receivers back for sure.
Agreed. Completely agree. Thielen or Devonta Smith? I think we'll both say Devonta Smith.
Yep.
Gavin, would you drop Pacheco for Dobbins? I have Hollywood on IR and I need to swap him over soon. I can drop Tony, but I'm not ready to. I think we would...
I would not drop Pacheco for Dobbins.
Dobbins is not going to be... I don't think he's going to be ready personally, and I don't think they're going to give him the opportunity during the playoffs, the fantasy playoffs specifically. So
yeah, I'm kind of in the mindset that I think anyone could be the RB1 in Baltimore between Drake and Gus and JK. But I think Pacheco has a better chance to be fantasy relevant. So no, I wouldn't do that. But you definitely don't want to drop Kadarius Toney. Y'all are the reason I'm 8-2 Been spanking
Wow.
and lapping my whole league. Appreciate you,
Hey,
man. That's very kind of
appreciate you, man. That's awesome that you're doing so good, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Logan.
Yeah.
Choose one flex: Pat the Dragon, Jalen, or London.
I'll go
Let's
Drizzy
see.
Drake here.
I really like Pat. I'm interested who your other tight end is, but I'm going Pat the Dragon.
Yeah, sure. I don't think we could really, either of us could say for sure who's going to score more between Pat and Drake.
Yeah.
But I'll go Drake there. Start Mike
start
Williams or Boyd?
Non-PPR.
Definitely Mike.
Yeah. I think it's closer than we think, but I am going Mike as well, personally.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. Will Deshaun Watson be a good pickup option for later in the playoffs? Absolutely. One of our stashes a couple weeks ago. You should definitely pick him up now if he's available. If you are somebody maybe that's streaming the quarterback position and wants a little bit more consistency, I think the first game he plays is the next week.
No, it's versus Houston in week 13.
Week 13. Okay, so right before the it's 2 weeks before the playoffs. So you should definitely pick him up. I would say, Joe, should I trade up?
I mean, yeah, if you
or
can.
Kelsey? Should I stick with TJ?
Just depends on what it would cost you.
Exactly. All depends, man. All depends on the price. Adam says Sauce Gardner, best draft pick, 100%. He's doing great so far. Charlie, half PPR. Would you flex Ramondre or Mike Williams? I'm going Ramondre Stevenson personally.
Yeah, I think he's the safer play. But
Yeah.
I think there's a chance Mike Williams could have a really good game.
Agreed.
Would you rather have JT or ETN in on PPR? Probably JT, but it's close.
It is close. It is very, very close.
Do you like have a rankings chart I can look at? We have our rankings preseason, but then in season we typically just help people out on our fantasy hotline, which is a direct line where you can ask us questions. We are probably going to look towards doing weekly rankings here in maybe next year. But
we're working on some things.
Yeah, with how much it's just me and Badake with everything that we do on both of our channels. We have a Dynasty channel if you don't know. We also have this channel. So everything that we do or we put out or admin, everything is us. So we're trying to hopefully open up more time to do weekly in-season rankings. But at the moment, we help people out through these live streams and then also through our fantasy hotline.
Yeah.
What do you guys? Exactly. Who do you like this week, Palmer or Pickens? If Keenan doesn't play, honestly, now that Mike is playing, it's Pickens regardless for me.
Yeah.
Would you like to start Hollywood? I would like to start him, but if your options are Pickens and Hollywood, you have to go Pickens because we don't know if Hollywood's going to play.
Yeah.
James Cook or Donovan Peoples-Jones? I'll go Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Hurts is always going to be a good play. So I feel like matchup doesn't really matter as much for Jalen Hurts. I mean, even last week where the Eagles got dominated and they barely did anything on offense, he had 26 fantasy points in our leagues, 6-point passing touchdown leagues. So
he's doing his thing. He's QB3 right now, 24.3 fantasy points per game. I mean, he's riding up there with the top boys. I mean, I know he lost the first game of the season, but I don't think you should worry about Jalen Hurts moving forward personally.
Yeah.
Jeff Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
You love Jeff Johnson, huh?
Love it.
It's actually just a strong name.
It is.
Hey, my name's Jeff Johnson.
That's just a very strong name.
Also traded Geno and Schultz for Lamar. Also Lazard and Foreman for Waddle, both wins. Yes, I love the Geno and Schultz for Lamar depending on your tight end position. So I hope you have a good tight end. Also Lazard and Foreman for Waddle, that is a massive win in both of our eyes, in my opinion. Am I correct there?
Yeah. I agree with you.
You have Kelsey. Oh, if you have Kelsey, you're winning, brother. You are winning. Worried about AJ Brown? Not worried. Just if it does the panic meter, I'm at like a 2. Just wait and see how he plays, see how he bounces back. Because usually when he gets an injury, it kind of lingers, especially right now, which you don't want. He's been healthy the whole season until right now, and then he gets injured, and it's like, well, he's out for 2-3 games. Yeah. So let's wait and see what happens. Hopefully, maybe they put him on they limit him, or he's just fine.
Will Eckler struggle versus the Chiefs? No. As a Chiefs fan, I can promise you that our defense is nowhere near the level of San Francisco's defense. The reason that no one's talking about how bad the Chiefs defense is because Patrick Mahomes is a god. Chiefs actually give up, I believe, like top 7 points to the position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they give up the 7th most points to running backs. They get dominated in the air. The only reason we are winning games is because of this offense. It's definitely not because of the defense. It's just Patrick Mahomes can cover up so many of your flaws. So Eckler should be just fine versus the Chiefs. I believe he played them this year. He had 18 points versus them in week 2. He'll be fine. KJ says, who should I start in my flex? Kadarius Toney, Foreman, Amari Cooper. Starting Boyd, Mike Williams, and Joe Mixon. Already played Aaron Jones. Here's what I would do personally. I'm personally swapping out Boyd for Toney.
And
then I'm playing Amari Cooper.
Yeah,
I think I'm actually going to sit Tyler Boyd. Now, again, I can't promise you that Tyler Boyd won't score more points than those other players, but that's what I would do if it was my roster personally.
Yeah, I completely agree there.
Yeah.
Who's the number one running back for non-PPR? I'm pretty sure that's Nick Chubb, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it would be Derrick Henry, wouldn't it?
Let's double check. Let's see.
It is Derrick Henry, yeah. But Chubb is close. He's just had a couple pedestrian games. The 8-point game. That's pretty much it. 14-point game last week. I guess you could call that pedestrian.
Maybe
it's either Chubb or Henry.
I think it's Chubb. I have it
right now. It says Henry for me on Sleeper standard.
I'm looking at the this list on Fantasy Pros. It says Nick Chubb, so I guess it all depends on.
Yeah, it's either Chubb or Henry. Who knows?
Well, one of the other, I think.
Would you trade Christian Kirk for Pacheco? Absolutely not.
No,
Christian Kirk is far more valuable than Pacheco.
No way.
Predicted Super Bowl matchup?
I mean,
I gotta back my Chiefs.
Yeah, we had a matchup earlier before.
No, those aren't accurate.
And those aren't accurate, yeah, because that was before the season. I said Bills Bucks, honestly, but at the moment, it feels like Bills Eagles, Chiefs Eagles, Chiefs Giants, Bills Giants. I think that feels pretty accurate.
I think, yeah. The thing with the AFC is that I genuinely think that there is like 5 teams who could go to the Super Bowl. I'll put the Chiefs in there. That's one. I'll put the Dolphins in there. I think we have to put the Titans in there. We have to put some respect on their name. The Ravens, definitely. The Bills. And then I would put the Bengals in there as well. So that's 6 teams who I genuinely think could go to the Super Bowl. In the NFC, I really feel like it's Eagles, Vikings, 49ers as legitimate options. I mean, you could put the Giants and the Cowboys in there. There's something about those teams that just don't feel like they're ready to go completely over the top just yet. And then you can never count out Tom Brady. But yeah, I mean, if I had to guess right now, I would say Chiefs Eagles, but who knows? It'd be fun to see Dolphins Eagles because, I mean, I'm a Chiefs fan, so I want to see the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. But it'd be fun to see Dolphins Eagles because you see that Alabama rivalry, Tua versus Jalen Hurts, when Jalen got replaced in the national championship by Tua. So that could be fun. But
it could be.
Who knows?
It could be.
Not related to football, but what do y'all think about the new COD? We like it. It's fun.
Yeah, well, I've been grinding it.
We've been playing.
To be honest.
It's definitely fun. And the easiest way to upgrade your guns, by the way, is DMZ.
DMZ do Intel contracts.
Or on Warzone Intel contracts, yeah.
Yeah, Warzone Intel contracts. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
On me. You love to see it?
Well, how long has Luke been here? Just lurking.
I have no idea. You love to see it, though. Appreciate the support. Should be worried about the fact that the Giants are using Barkley too much and he might get injured. That is definitely a concern. But I think the team definitely... I think Brian Dable is good. I think Brian Dable is good in understanding how much he needs to be utilized and how much is too much.
And I would say this, you would rather have a running back on your team that you're worried that they could get injured because they're getting so many touches than a running back on your team that you're like, I don't know what the workload's going to be. Like, will he get 10 touches this week? So as much as we worry about injury, I would much rather have that guy who's just getting a shit ton of touches, you know?
And honestly, last week was his first week. This was his first career game where he had 35 touches. That's never happened before. The last time Saquon said himself he had that. Yeah. was back in college where he had like nearly 40 touches, he said. So he had 31
Crazy,
earlier in
only
the
got
season
one
against
target last
Chicago.
week, but I guess they were dominating them on the ground anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So see what happens.
Please say Seattle. You never know.
They're there.
CB says need 2 running backs and 1 flex PPR. Mixon, Pierce, Chubb, Stevenson, Tony. I'll go Mixon, Chubb. Oh, geez. Oh, my God. All these players should be started. I just realized the list I'm looking at.
All running backs here. Mixon, Chubb, Stevenson.
Who does Stevenson play?
The Jets. At home.
Right. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. I don't know the answer, dude. This is a trap question.
That's what I would say. I mean, Tony just feels like he can score like a 30 bomb, and we're gonna be like, what the hell are we doing here?
Honestly, all these players should be started, but if I have to choose, I'll go Mixon, Chubb, Stevenson.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
The whole time, baby.
The whole
What's
time
up,
on
Lukey?
me.
Thoughts on
tonight.
the Browns when Watson comes back? I mean,
Should be good.
I mean, the only thing that I guess if we're talking about them as like a team, I still worry about their defense because their defense is pretty atrocious. Not what we thought it would be. In fact, I believe on the ground, yeah, they are the worst, the second worst team against the run.
Yeah.
This year, only the Texans are worse against
They have
the
a
run.
good defense too. Like they have some.
They have good
some
players. It's just not a
They
cohesive
got big
unit.
names. Got big names on that line. You telling me they give the second most? That's crazy.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy. But again, these elite quarterbacks cover a lot of sins. So I think that they could be a real force next year. Are you surprised by the Bears' offense recently? I'll say this. While Badake and I both have been huge believers of Fields all offseason on our Dynasty channel, we did not have this expectation for him this year. We thought he would be good. He would show signs of growth, but we definitely did not expect some sort of top 5 finish from Justin Fields. So surprised? Maybe, but I think we always believed he had it in him. I just don't think we would see it. Didn't think we would see it this year. So
Yeah, there was still a lot of moving pieces. The offensive line was terrible. They didn't have a wide receiver. You know, we thought that they were going to run the ball, which they did, and then also, just throw the ball into like Mooney or Cole Kmet, which really Justin Fields has just been doing all by himself on the ground. I mean, he's at 749 rushing yards on the ground. That's more than some running backs right now. Like genuinely.
Yeah. He's dominating.
It's crazy. So we love Justin Fields.
In the last 2 weeks, he has 325 rushing yards.
Justin Fields would be the running back 1, 2, 3, 4. Will be the running back 4. No, 5. Excuse me. 749. I said. So he'll be the running back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He'll be the running back 6.
Yeah. He's averaging 10.4 carries a game, by the way.
That is crazy. Running back 6. What was it?
He's averaging 10.4 carries a game.
Oh my gosh.
That's
crazy.
How many carries is that compared to running backs?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
Justin Fields is exactly what I thought Trey Lance would be this year.
Unlucky for Trey, hey.
Yeah, very unlucky for him.
I guess just Trey, man.
Well, it doesn't become a Trey Lance conversation.
I'm
trying to figure out how many carries.
I'm saying unlucky. That's what I'm trying to figure out as well. So,
attempts.
Rushing. How many attempts does he have in total?
He has 104 in total.
He has 104 attempts.
So he has more than Tony Pollard, Antonio Gibson, James Robinson, Brian Robinson, Devin Singletary, Deonta Foreman, Kareem Hunt, James Conner, Breece Hall. Well, Breece Hall got injured. Cordero Patterson was injured. Damian Harris. Yeah.
Austin Eckler. Wait, he has more carries than how many? 104?
I don't think that's... Is it? Yeah, he has 104.
Austin Eckler has 104 carries on the ground currently.
So he's matched with Austin Eckler.
He's matched with Austin Eckler.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's a long answer, but hopefully that's... DJ Moore or Donovan Peoples-Jones. I think I'm going to go DJ, but don't watch any of the game. Don't watch the Panthers game.
Yeah,
it off.
close your eyes.
Don't watch that.
I swear every third and long fields just converts it for a first down. Yeah, that's exactly what he does. He does it by himself. He needs help.
Yep.
Gabe Davis, Devonta Smith, or Mike Williams. Pick 2. Devonta Smith, Mike Williams.
Yeah, agreed.
Browns will go great with Watson. Will be great with Watson, I'm assuming.
I think he's, you know, there's no need for us to really discuss him as a person, but as a player, he is, I believe, still an elite NFL quarterback. So I agree that he will definitely elevate them as a team.
Agreed. I'm still looking at Justin Fields' stats here. Doesn't have many passing yards, obviously.
Anyway.
Rushing, 6 touchdowns so far.
Any final questions, guys? Any final questions this week? Let us know. We want to make sure we get all your questions, but we're also going to go eat some food. And, get ready for tonight. Is anyone watching the last race of the last Formula 1 race? It's Abu Dhabi. Azerbaijan. Sergio Perez and Charles Leclerc are going to be fighting for the second position in the standings. It's going to be a good one.
We'll definitely see what happens. I haven't been watching any of it personally.
I
gave it up.
I watch it every quality, every race, just because I love it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that looks like it's the end of the road here for us. No more questions. Appreciate you guys. Have a good rest of your day. And good luck this week. And we will see you very soon. Again, please keep in mind, we don't have a crystal ball, so we can't tell you what's going to happen. We give you advice based off of what we would do if it were our team. Best of luck this week. We will see you guys on the channel next week. Well, Badake's going to New York. He's going to be on holiday. I will be here.
Yeah, I would be away for the next couple weeks. Zach is going to be holding it down. I'll be in New York. If you are at the Giants-Washington game or Giants-Eagle game, I could be there. Should we meet up? Maybe. Might be with the whole family, so it might be a bit difficult. But I'll be in New York. You probably see me on the streets if you're a New Yorker. All love. Show love to Zach. It's a pretty small town. He's going to be holding it down for the next couple of weeks, so make sure you come through, you support, you do everything, because it's hard running the ship when you're by yourself, especially talking to yourself. So make sure you come through and support Zach and while he's holding it down. But we appreciate you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you in a couple of weeks. And happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And all love. We will see you guys soon. And good luck this week. Good luck.